Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to another scenery review. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again, reviewing another scenery product. This today is going to be a little bit different. To begin with, we are at Hooper's Heliport, 58 Charlie Alpha. This is a pay-where scenery of the famous Los Angeles Police Division heliport that sits in the middle of, basically in the middle of Los Angeles. It's a scenery by Inibuilds. You're looking at version 1, and this scenery is for both PC and Xbox versions of Flight Simulator 2020. Download is 612 meg, and it installs at 1.53 gigabytes. Currently available from both SimMarket and Inibuilds. I'll give you the prices because there is a bit of a difference. Not expensive, which I'm pleased to. I actually think the scenery is very well priced for what it is. Currently available on SimMarket for €7.19, which equates to $7.36 US, or £6.10 UK. Those prices, US and UK prices, are estimates, and they include VAT and tax. Inibuilds, you can buy it for €5.84, which equates to $7.21, or £5.98. Euro and US prices are estimates, and all again they include VAT and tax. Now the tax, of course, and VAT may vary depending on your country of purchase, and you can see there is a small difference in the prices, but to be honest, it's not a huge problem really. I think the prices are quite good and they reflect what we've got. So this review is going to be in two parts. Firstly, we're going to take a look at this place, and I'm going to give you some history. There's quite a lot to this. And then the second part of the video, we're going to position the helicopter. And today I've got the Bell 47G2 in the Los Angeles Police Sheriff's livery. And we're going to position the helicopter at Los Angeles International. And we're going to do this quick 6-minute flight from LA to the heliport, because I found it quite difficult to find it unless you sort of spawn to it. So we're going to fly out from LAX, which most people know, and I'll give you a heading to fly and show you how we can find it during the daytime. So let's begin with the history. There's quite a lot to this. LAPD Hooper Heliport, or 58 Charlie Alpha, is a city-owned and private-use heliport located 1 mile or 2 kilometers northeast of the central business district of Los Angeles in the state of California, USA. Heliport is located on the roof of the C. Irwin Piper Technical Center and is the world's largest rooftop airport. It is centrally located next to Union Station and is home to the Los Angeles Police Department, or LAPD, Air Support Division, which is the largest metropolitan police aviation unit in the United States, with 16 helicopters and 1 fixed-wing aircraft. The Piper Technical Center is also used as a parking lot for some of the LAPD's motor pool, including marked and unmarked units, vans, buses, motorcycles, and the V100 SWAT armored cars. The building is surrounded by challenging obstacles, including large power lines, Union Station, and the LA Metro building, making some very challenging landings and takeoffs. Here is the Metro building. Union Station's on the other side. Here you can see the power lines, and of course here is the building itself, and there's the helipad, and here's the carpool. So the Air Support Division, or ASD, is the largest municipal airborne law enforcement organization in the United States. While originally devoted to aerial traffic enforcement, the ASD has grown to support a wide variety of police activity. Today, its operations are divided between air support to regular operations, known as ASTRO, and Special Flight Operations, or SFS. The Air Support Division currently operates 16 aircraft of 2 different brands and maintains the largest municipal police aviation unit in the world, in addition to having the world's busiest heliport. So the Air Support Division was established as the LAPD helicopter unit in 1956, which incidentally was the year I was born, with one Hiller UH-12C 3-seater helicopter. They added a second helicopter in 1963 and a third in 1965. The city also operated the Bell 47G, which is what I'm going to be flying in the simulation today, and the 47J model helicopters. 1968, the unit received its first turbine-powered helicopter, the Bell 206A Jet Ranger, which significantly decreased police response times. With a major expansion in 1974, the helicopter unit was renamed the Air Support Division. At that time, the ASD grew to 15 helicopters and one Cessna 210, manned by 77 sworn personnel. 1976, the ASD added the Special Flight Section, a unit dedicated to supporting undercover police operations. In the support role, the SFS is a significant contributor to narcotics and serial criminalized investigations. 1989, the ASD added its first aerospatial AS-350 B-1 helicopter. The city replaced all but 4 of the Bell 206 Jet Rangers and retired the older piston models. Today, LAPD air units provide aerial surveillance for vehicle pursuits, robberies, large crowd demonstrations, drug interdiction, and search and rescue missions. Air units are automatically requested when initiating a traffic stop on a suspect with known warrants that are a felony in order to limit the potential for a pursuit. Aircraft will not, however, fly during poor weather conditions due to aviation safety. And one last interesting fact for you. Hooper Heliport served as the home base for the fictional police helicopter Blue Thunder in the 1983 motion picture of the same name, which starred Roy Scheider and Roddy McDowall, while construction of the heliport was still being completed. So there you go, that about wraps it up for history, although there's quite a bit to it. Just off the top of my head, this is a nice little scenery, lots to it. When you get down close, the default Los Angeles scenery does have 1 or 2 issues, but actually it looks pretty good considering, and this little scenery fits into it pretty well, and I quite like it, and to be honest, the price is really good for what you get. Now, unlike other airports we've looked at, there's not a lot of internal modelling or anything like that, but there is quite a bit of detail around this place, so we'll have a little look at that, a little tour, and then we'll turn the lights down so you can have a look at what it looks like at night time. It also looks pretty good at night. So thanks for joining me. Hooper's Heliport, 58 Charlie Alpha in Los Angeles County, right in the middle of the city. Let's get down and have a good look. So here we are, this is where all the action happens. This is the Rooftop heliport itself. As you can see, it's a little bit bare at the moment. I apologise for the velocity copter here and the other little bits and pieces. These are Asobo things that I can't actually get rid of at the moment. But anyway, we're here to look at the building and see what it's got. So here's the main pad. As you can see, plenty of places for helicopters to park. And they're looking to the rest of the pad. It looks really great. It's nicely weathered, properly marked. I have looked at images of this place and done some research, and the building looks pretty close to what it should be, complete with the logo down there. Here you can see the police carpool where they've got all the vehicles. Let's take a quick tour over there and have a little look. So as you can see, it looks really quite nice. When we get down here, you can see, look, the models are really good here. The car models are wonderful. Air conditioning units on the right there. Everything's been really nice. There's a lot of detail here for such a small scenery. There really is a lot of detail. Everything right down to the roads. I mean, the surrounding area looks really good, has been done quite nicely and fits in pretty well. So here you can see the rooftop itself, again nicely weathered, all of the aircon units and everything. The building's the right colour as well, I might add. Animated flags. There's Highway 101 that goes north. I think it goes north. I have been to LA many times years ago, because we used to fly in there and then drive up to Las Vegas, so I know the area reasonably well. There you can see Highway 101, and there you've got the waterways, the drainage ways, which they use when they get a lot of rain. So there are the metro trains in the sidings. Models look quite okay. They look a bit boxed to me. They don't look as though they're quite that well finished off, but they're okay. They look good, and they add to the scenery and enhance it, which I think is great. There you can see the power lines, so all sorts of fun and games for you helicopter pilots, both seasoned and new. And looking the other direction towards the bridge there, over the waterway. This is all really, really nicely done. So here's the building itself, looking at ground level, coming away over the sidings. And the whole building looks great. And there we go, just passing through the power cables. And there you can see Highway 101, they've even got the road signs there, which I think is excellent. So I position it a little bit further away. You can see there the default scenery is not that bad. It's okay. There's some enhancement, but generally the scenery fits in quite well with the default. Here it's a little bit here and there, and some spikes in some of the buildings at various places, but the area looks quite good, and it does look better the higher you go. So there's the freeway, and here you've got the cluster of buildings in central LA, downtown LA, which are actually quite important, and you'll see later when we make the flight up from LAX to the helipad, and I'll attempt a landing here. So here, just a quick pan away from the highway, coming across the building, across the power lines, and you can see there's quite really a lot of attention to detail here. It does really look nice. I find it quite impressive for a scenery like this that's not really an airport, and it looks great. Ground markings look good. There's the LA Metro Center just coming into Metro building, just coming into view there, and then to the right there's Union Station down here, and the railway sidings. And as you can see, I mean, the whole thing fits in pretty well. Here you've got the anomalies I was talking about. Here you've got spiking here, look. All a bit sort of a weird thing. But it all fits in really well. It's very nice. It's hugely impressive, actually. And it looks great at this time of the day. We're just after midday, it's early afternoon. Down here you've got Denny's restaurant. I know Denny's very well because I always go in there when I'm in the States, especially on the 4th of July, because it's my birthday, and when I show them my passport I get free dinner. So there you go, that looks pretty impressive. I think it's a really captivating little scenery, and it's going to be great practice for you helicopter pilots. So let's turn the light down to dusk and have a look and see what the lighting looks like in this area. So just before 8 PM local time, remember it's summertime, we're in July 2022, so it hasn't really quite got down yet, but anyway, just around 8 PM, as you can see, that looks quite impressive. It's a lovely little site, little area, and it looks pretty good. So let's get down to the pad and have a close look. So here we are crossing Highway 101, going over the sidings there. There's the building. You've got blue edge lights as well, and green demarcation signs. And the lighting looks really pleasant. Whole thing looks really good. We'll just come up, there's the LA Metro building, and you can see the lighting I think is done very, very nicely. It's very subtle. coming across to the sidings at Union Station here. And in the distance there you can see downtown LA and the buildings, which will become important for us as we fly out from LAX and head towards this heliport. There's Denny's down there, and there's the building itself. The lighting's very subtle, not all of it's lit, but I think what needs to be lit is there, and I think it looks pretty good. And of course you've got the beautiful, the amazing sound of the cars going down the freeway. So a quick look at Union Station building, Metro Centre. As you can see, details really nice. Quite a few Asobo globes around the place, but I'm not really complaining about that. So let's do a backtrack over Denny's and over the top of the pad. So there you go. I mean, it looks really good. I'm quite impressed with it, actually. I mean, there are areas probably that could have done with a bit more lighting, particularly the rail yards and this end of the building down there. However, that looks pretty good. So let's go to night time now. Okay, it's 10 PM local time, and as you can see we're in the dead of night, and the lighting does look quite impressive. Let's go slowly up towards the helipad itself and have a look. So that's really cool. As you can see there, one of the pads is lit by the green lights. Blue edge lights are good, car park's well lit, and the building looks quite nice there. And as we go across the surrounding area, you can see parts that are lit up. There's Denny's restaurant down there. Love the palm trees down there. And coming round towards Union Station. There really is a nice level of detail and lots of bits and pieces that have been added to sort of enhance this little place and its position. So as we continue back towards the building, I mean, it's really good. So just taking a little different view as we come past the LA Metro building. Again, you got the roads there that are really nicely done. There's the heliport itself, the main building with the car park on the side there where all the vehicles are housed. Lighting is really nice, it's subtle. Got a tree sitting in the road there, which is the only real anomaly I can find. But as you can see, it's not bad at all. It's really quite impressive. I mean, right down to the little structures on the bridge here. It looks very nice. Okay, quick look at dawn. Okay, just after 6 AM here local time, and as you can see the last of the lighting's beginning to fade, but the building looks quite nice. The whole area actually really does look pretty impressive. It's very nice indeed. And looking towards the other side there, looking towards the coast, there you can see downtown Los Angeles, some lights of the airports in the far distance. I also like the way that they've got the waterways here as well. This whole area just fits, and I think it's one of the things I like about it. Okay, looking in the other direction now, it's now 6:05, and as you can see the lights have all gone out, and there's the building in all its glory. Okay, 7 AM local time, and as you can see the sun's beginning to come up nicely. There's the view across the city towards the east, and you've got the helipad sitting right here in the middle of it all. Just really nice. You know, I like it. Very nice piece of scenery for a really good price. It's going to be lots of fun for helicopters. And we've got the Bell 47, which I fly from time to time. You've got the Airbus 13125 and other freeware models out there, and of course we've got helicopters coming in the next major update to the simulator. So this is perfect timing really, and going to be great fun for you guys to practice landings and takeoffs, and even just finding it. I mean, as I said, I'm not a native in Los Angeles, and I had fun trying to find it to begin with. So next part of this review, as I said, it's a really nice piece of work here that's been done. We're going to position the helicopter in Los Angeles, and we're going to take off from Los Angeles International and fly into this airport and see if we can land on the pad. So come back and join me for that in a couple of minutes. Well, welcome back folks. Here we are in the Sheriff's LAPD helicopter. We're on the south side of Los Angeles International, and you go over there, you can see the one of the towers, and you can see the famous Spider restaurant. So let's get into the helicopter and let's do the quick flight up to the LAPD Hooper's Heliport and see how we go. I've done this about 4 or 5 times, and I've managed to land safely twice out of 5 attempts. It's been a while since I've flown the chopper, but anyway, let's get going and see how it goes. Okay, let's lift off. Everything's checked and ready. Let's get going. Okay, so we cleared across the southern runway, head directly over the centre of the airport. See Los Angeles Airport spread out below, just as it's meant to be. This is the default scenery, by the way. And we're cleared across the northern runways. So as we're clear now of the northern runways, let's come round and we're going to head for downtown LA. So I said, remember the buildings. There they are, downtown LA in the distance. And let's bring the climb up to about 1,000 feet. So as you can see, LA looks a lot better from when it's higher up. So when you take off from LAX or from any of the airports, Santa Monica in this area, you head for the city, the downtown cluster of buildings which is straight ahead of us now. That will be your cue to go and find the Hooper's Heliport, the LAPD Heliport. So we're doing about 75 knots, and this takes about 6 or 7 minutes, if I remember correctly. But of course it's also a good excuse for you to get to see the greater Los Angeles metropolitan area here. There you can see LAX on the left there in the distance. So what I've learned is, as I say, is to head for the cluster of skyscrapers there downtown LA, and then come slightly to the right of it while descending, and you get to see the LAPD helipad quite easily, stands out pretty well. And the other giveaway is the LA Metro building, which helps you identify where the heliport is. But as you can see, beautiful downtown LA here. I should mention that Inibuilds say on their website that using third-party helicopters such as this or the freeware ones, they do have landing options, they do have placement options when you select the heliport itself in the menu, but such helicopters may have problems spawning on top of the roof. There may be crashes or little issues with using third-party helicopters, and they also say, quite strangely, that anything from Masobo or Microsoft should work fine. As far as I know, Masobo and Microsoft haven't produced any helicopters yet. That's to come. But as I said, I have managed to land on this pad a couple of times without an issue. It hasn't sunk into the pad or anything like that. So the pad is eminently landable for third-party helicopters. I do, the issues of spawning, I mean, I can spawn on top of this pad, but it basically, the helicopter is in the air just a couple of feet above the pad, and it kind of bounces down onto the pad, but I don't get a crash. So it would appear that it seems to be alright. What I'll do, if I can, before I leave this review, I'll load up the helicopter and show you what happens and what I'm getting, so you can see the sort of effect that they're talking about. Nice big stadium there to the right. approaching the cluster of buildings. And to be honest, this is a nice little flight. Be fun to attempt it at low light at dusk or during the night time. But thank God for the cluster of buildings in downtown LA there, which kind of give us the landmark that we need to identify the helipad. Because LA is a huge sprawl. Somebody once described it as an octopus with far too many arms. And there's also the standing joke about the family that came on holiday here on vacation, got in the rented car, got out on the freeways, and by the time they found their way off the freeway, the wife had 7 children. So as you can see, the freeways and stuff are beautifully modelled as well. Everything looks really good. So I'm going to go just to the right of the main cluster of the building skyscrapers there, and I'm going to start to bring off the speed. Start to come down a little bit. Love the detail here, it's beautiful. As you can see, there are various helicopter pads on various buildings for you to attempt landings on, for those of you that are really skilled. Bring the speed off nicely now. So we come round to the right hand side of this cluster of buildings. And as you do so, come round to the right hand side, and there you'll see the Metro Centre just coming into view now, and the LAPD landing spot is just to the right of that building. There it is. Whoops. Easy. So the thing to do now is to bring the speed under control. and touchdown. So not the greatest landing in the world, but we made it perfectly okay. So there you can see by that little flight some of the hazards you've got to face and some of the things you've got to look at to identify the pad. So there you go, folks, a quick look at Hooper's Heliport 58 Charlie Alpha. It's a payware scenery by Inibuilds version 1 for both PC and Xbox versions of Flight Sim 2020. Downloads at 612 meg, installs at 1.53 gigs. Available from both Sim Market and Inibuilds. Sim Market price of €7.19, which equates roughly to $7.36 or £6.10p UK. Prices include VAT. I think it's a really good price, and I think they've done a nice job. It's an attempt to do something that's quite difficult right in the middle of downtown LA, which Asobo have played about with a few times to enhance. Do I like it? Yeah, lovely. My thanks to Inibuilds first for letting me have a copy of this. Quick disclaimer, I didn't buy it, I was given it by Inibuilds to review, and they're obviously waiting for me to review it. And my impression is that it's a nice little scenery at a really good price, and it's going to be great fun for any of you helicopter pilots who want to do this. And given the multiplayer options in Flight Sim 2020, you could have great fun in this. It'd be wonderful. So thank you for joining me. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, today masquerading as your virtual helicopter pilot. Thank you very much for joining me in the review. Once again, thanks to Inibuilds for letting me have a copy of the scenery to review. I think it's really good. I think the price is very good. There's scope for enhancement here as well. If they wanted to do a bit more. The internal parts of the building are not modelled. That's a possibility, something they could do. It looks really nice in the darkness hours as well, and you guys are going to have a lot of fun flying in here and have as much fun finding the place as I did. So thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this review. Please comment below if you want to. Like and subscribe if you can. It helps my channel, helps me get a bit more views, and join the debate. So thanks again. I'll see you in the next video. We've got a review of Doncaster Airport coming up by Dominic Design Team, and that's coming up later this week. That will be the second review video, and I also hope to get another 737 flight adventure video going too. So you guys take care, have a great weekend, a great week even, and I will see you in the next review. Bye for now.